Okay. So, effectively, uh, so I've been learning Portuguese for, I would say, probably 2 weeks now. And let me be clear. Uh, I do not think Duolingo is a good way to learn how to speak a language. Okay. I do not think Duolingo is a good way language to learn how to communicate in a language. But I do think Duolingo is a good way to learn how to speak in a language. Let me explain. So, Duolingo has some of the clearest, and at least in English, some of the best pronunciation of words. Obviously, it's not perfect, but I would generally say it has really good pronunciation, and it's very clear. And also, there's a nice slow feature, so you can hear it slower and be able to focus in on where your pronunciation might not be as good. And it increases your vocabulary. Now, obviously, a lot of the vocabulary is not useful in day to day communication, you know, because they got you grinding for like 20 hours saying, I have a dog. I come home and I feed my dog, and it's like, that's cool, but, it's not the most useful thing you could learn today. But, yeah, so, well, I don't think it's a very good tool to teach you how to communicate in a language and how to have real conversations. I do think it's really good to increase your vocabulary and to help you with your pronunciation. And so, yeah, so I decided to try and quote unquote speedrun Portuguese, at least a little bit, because never actually done Portuguese. Okay.
menino,
O menino. Menino? O menino. Now, see, this is really good, but it also kind of sucks because they give you pictures, which is nice because, it goes to that classic, childhood learning. You see the image, you connect the word with the image, and you're like, okay, you see a picture of an apple, it has the title underneath of it, For example, I speak Spanish and English mostly fluently. Spanish I still struggle with. English I technically still struggle with, but that's a different story. you know. For example, o omen.
o homem,
O omen?
o homem,
Omen?
o homem,
Ome? O ome?
o homem,
Oh my gosh. O ome?
o homem,
O ome. Okay, I think I have it. O ome.
o homem,
Omen?
o homem,
Is that an N at the end? I can't legitimately tell. Anyway, let's just continue on.
homem,
Omen. Okay.
homem,
Omen. Okay, that is like an N at the end. A mulher.
a mulher,
Let's go.
Uma mulher, homem.
Uma mulher, homem. Okay, so a woman, a man. Select the correct meaning. A. I mean, I guess it's woman saying you can put female. Actually,
Uma.
did you guys see the Duolingo
menino,
video that came out? I think it was like a week or two ago. Spanish or Vanish, absolute masterpiece.
menino,
Menino.
menino,
Wait, menino is a boy, right? Yeah, yeah.
um,
Okay, it's a man saying it, so it's
Eu sou menino.
also menino. I am a boy.
um,
A
mulher,
woman,
menino,
boy.
eu,
I,
homem,
woman, man. Yeah, I'm so good at this.
Sou uma mulher. Sou uma mulher.
Sou uma mulher.
Sou uma mulher. Sou uma mulher.
Like, let's see. You know, it's really interesting
Menino.
how,
Homem.
for example,
Mulher.
Spanish is
Eu.
a, what's the word for it again?
Eu.
I forget what it's called, but basically, it means that how it looks is how it's pronounced. Phonetic. It's a phonetic language. But whenever you talk to people, it stops being a phonetic language because people start giving accents. They start giving ways of pronouncing things. Like, for example, in San Pedro Sula, they say San Pedro Sula or San Pedro Hula. Actually, they don't really say San Pedro Hula, but they should, which is really weird because it's actually San Pedro Sula. And they change most of their S's to Jotas. Now, obviously, it's not everybody, and it's more of like the street accent, you could call it.
Sou menino.
Yeah. See, that's one of the weird things about learning this language.
Sou
That
mulher.
No.
Homem.
I would certainly hope. Who knows nowadays? You never can tell, especially when they have long hair and they're from like Nordic countries, and you're like, I don't know what you are. You're more masculine than I am, so who could tell? You know. Anyway, what was I talking about? I think I was talking about how, you know, it's really weird because since I already know Spanish, and since a lot of stuff is basically the same, you know, let's try and jump. I'm good at jumping.
Mulher.
So yeah, it's like I've never
A laranja e a cerveja.
okay. A laranja e a cerveja. Okay. The orange and the beer. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay.
Cerveja.
Cerveja. So it's really weird when
A
a lot
bola.
of things like cerveja is cerveza in Spanish, you know, and so it's super close. So you know, a lot of stuff is really similar, and so it feels like I know a lot more Portuguese than I technically do. But since I don't know enough,
Massa.
like for example, masa, it's manzana. So if I manchana or something weird like that, you know, try to make it sound Portuguese, it's not it, you know, that ain't it. So it's masa, and so you know, which masa in Spanish is dough. So you know, it's a lot of stuff.
A mulher bebe água.
But in context, it makes more sense, and you know, I can understand like 60 to 70% of Portuguese. But you know, it doesn't really work because, well, to put it simply, you know, just because you can understand something doesn't mean you can speak it, which is really frustrating, you know. A mulher bebe água. Okay, the woman drinks water. Okay. Carro, I'm pretty sure, is a dog. I mean, it's a car. I could be wrong. Let's see. And massa. So let's say
Cachorro.
cachorro. Let's go.
Escrevo livro.
Write a book. Escribo livro.
Escrevo livro.
Escribo livro. What? Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Ah, but it's true though. It's true. It's I write a book. I can't be legitimately mad at that. Ugh. So stupid. Oh, calma.
Ele
É
é
homem.
homem.
Você lê o livro é Wait. Okay, you read the book and you I guess so it's another read, but I'm guessing they're talking about past tense. Oh. Oh no, it's you did this and I did this. Oh, okay. Um this is plural. This is you. This is me. Leo. I eat bread and I drink milk.
Eu
Como
como
pão
pão
é
e bebo
leite.
leite.
Leite. That's right. Because TE is chi. Or che. I think it's mostly chi though. I could be wrong. Because I was talking to this one Brazilian friend at work. And she's really sweet lady. Amazing lady. Really amazing because she tries and helps me with my Portuguese. And she's always super supportive and stuff. And I love her a lot. But sometimes I ask her questions and she just gives me the blanket stares. And I'm like, I know you're not a teacher. Okay, I know you're not a teacher, but like, this is your language. Like, I understand because like I would help some kids when I was living in Central America with their English homework, and they would ask me a question. And I'd be like, give me like 3 minutes because I haven't ever thought of that. I just speak English. I don't know English, which is a wild thing, but it's really really true. Also, uma menina. You know. So it's really wild to think about how your first language is very much an unthought about language. You just speak it. Like sometimes obviously, you did like have to go through school and learn the rules, but like how many of us actually remember like what the heck an adverb actually, not adverbs, because adverbs just you add to the verb and a verb is an action verb. So well, not really action verb. And pronouns, we all know what pronouns are nowadays because it's gotten a lot more mainstream. So it's hard not to know what a pronoun is. But some people still don't know exactly what a pronoun is, which is kind of funny. And there's nouns, which is just a derivative of pronouns. Well, I guess not really derivative. Pronouns are derivative of noun, but you know what I'm saying. But then there's like adjectives. And like I think I might know what adjectives are, but I'm still not 100% sure. Okay.
S
No. You gotta cheat. Eh.
é
It is carro.
carro.
Let's go. Cheating. The legal way. Look for the capital letter. Menina. Come pau. Wait. Yeah. Nós comemos. Eles comem. Okay. Let's start praying, guys. I'm almost there. Oh.
Eu
Tenho
tenho uma
casa.
casa.
Let's go. Okay.
Você tem gato.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, wait. Wait, is it the O or the E? I think it's the E. Or is it the O? Você?
Você tem dato.
Tenha. Vamos. Gato.
Você tem dato. Você tem gato. Você tem gato.
Wait. Sorry.
Você tem dato.
Okay. I think this might be the unconjugated form of the word. Freak. ASDF keeps me going crazy. Okay, so then is the base word, and then you conjugate after that, which I don't struggle with. Oh, fudge. Is gato with accent mark? I've heard it, I've seen it written with accent mark, but I forgot that's Spanish or Portuguese. Okay. So I just can't listen. No. We ain't gonna cheat. Ah! Dang it. The wrong. It's an M. And. Oh my gosh. I forgot that all of the it's not it's Such newbie mistakes. Okay, I got 3 different mistakes in that, so I can't even really be mad. Oh my gosh, that was bad. Okay. Gotta. Oh my gosh, what the fudge? Let's go.
Ele bebe água.
Wait.
Ele bebe água.
Ele bebe água. Okay. We gotta just to double check so don't screw us over. Oh, you didn't kind of realize that. Let's go. Okay, it's with accent mark over the A. I suck at accent marks. My biggest oh my gosh. No, it's a word I don't know necessarily. Okay. Oh no, the double L doesn't work. Freak, how would they? Okay, so llave in Spanish. Well, it was fun, guys. We're gonna have to go through grinding again. I mean, I do enjoy that at parties, but and in RPGs. Jave. Why? Okay. Well, you know what they say. Sometimes you gotta do things the slow way. Oh, wait a second. Theoretically, we could do it. No. I was so close. Okay. You know what? We just gotta grind it out. Once I gotta get there. Okay.
A casa.
A casa. Car. O carro.
O carro.
O carro. Carro.
Carro. Carro.
Wait a sec. No, I don't think that is. There's this one line in a Bad Bunny song. Si te veo tu mamá. I love the song. You know, it really. I really love that song, honestly. A menina.
Menina.
You know, whenever I broke up with this girl, it really, like, you know, hit me right in my little corazoncito. And so.
Sou uma menina.
And I just love how it just generally is like a midlife crisis song, and it's really great. well, Quarter Life Crisis song. It's really great. But there's one line that I believe it sounds like quiero coger un atajo or something. Anyway, it's a really weird line that I always listen to. I never looked at the lyrics because I'm just too lazy to do that apparently. Just like,
Sou uma menina. Uma menina.
wait. I mean, Sao? Actually, what the heck is Sao again? I forget. I forget. It's Sao Paulo. But why is it Sao?
A maçã.
Massa. But like, what's that
Maçã.
talking about again? Massa.
Tenho uma casa.
Tenho uma casa. Okay, this is conjugated for eu. Right. Okay. Tenho casa.
Eu tenho uma maçã.
Eu
Eu tenho uma
maçã.
maçã.
Homem e uma mulher.
Man and a woman. Like, legitimately, looking at this, like, what's it called?
Casa.
Oh, fudge. Okay. Oh.
Sala.
I'm good. Yeah.
Cadeira.
The only one's different is cadeira. Actually, it's a funny story. So, one of my friends, when I was in Central America, he's from Manaus. And he has a really funny story. It's really simple, though. So, hard exercise. And then I'm going to screw it up.
Homem e uma mulher.
So, he,
Uma maçã e uma casa.
So he was at these people's house, and this lady was talking to them, and he was trying to have a conversation, and she was like, "Oh wow, you have like a really pretty chair." And so he was still learning Spanish at the time, so he said, "Oh, qué bonita su cadera," which in Spanish means how pretty your butt, or your butt's really pretty, which might have been true, because, you know, who knows. But, you know, the lady was like, "Excuse me?" And he was like, "What?" And his friend that was there was like, "Oh, he's from Brazil." I'm 100% sure he did not mean to say that. And so then after like 2 or 3 minutes, they were able to figure out he meant the chair. And it was
Introducing the Duolingo
it was pretty funny. But yeah, it was it was one of the first words I learned in Portuguese, was cadeira, just because of that story. So that just, you know, helped me out right there. Okay, I can close out this self-advertisement, which is really weird. I gotta say, it's just really strange whenever you advertise your own website or your own features on your website. I mean, like, I guess it does make sense in a way, but it just feels weird, you know, because you expect to see someone advertising on a different website, not on their own website. But I mean, advertising on your website is free technically. Opao.
O pão.
Opao. Pão. Oh, it kind of hits the top of your mouth. Just makes a completely different sound. Bow. 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 Yeah. Bow, bow. Feeling that Chinese tones almost. I'm kidding. It's not really that.
Pão.
Bow. Oleite. Oleite?
o leite.
O leite. And see, that's another problem I have that I notice a lot is that
leite,
I overemphasize the accent sometimes when I'm trying to learn something.
O leite.
O leite. What? Oh my gosh.
água,
Agua. Water. Water, water everywhere.
eu como,
Eu como. I eat. Oh my gosh, you ate that.
Eu como uma maçã.
Oh.
Eu.
Como. Wait, is it?
Eu como uma maçã. Uma maçã. Eu como uma maçã.
Okay, perfecto.
Como pão.
Como pão.
eu bebo,
Eu bebo. I drink.
bebo água,
Bebo água.
bebo água,
And see, now my main problem is that, so I'm learning Portuguese, right? I already know Spanish, so I already know like 30 to 50% of Portuguese. At least it feels like that. And even if it's not word for word, because I feel like word for word is like maybe like 1/10 or less. Probably less. But similar sounds and similar words, I would say is at least 50%, you know? And so it's really kind of weird because I want to learn Italian, but I feel like if I learn Italian, right, to learn Portuguese, and only halfway through Portuguese, I'll just get super confused. Because even my Brazilian friend I was talking about earlier, he was getting confused with Portuguese and Spanish all the time. And so I kind of use like a buffer language between the two to help me keep everything separate, but I don't really know what to do for the buffer language. Because I wanted to learn Russian, and with Russian, I keep running into the alphabet. And supposedly it's phonetical. You know, it's a phonetic language I was talking about earlier. So it should be pronounced how it looks, you know?
Menino.
But
Homem.
the main
E.
problem is that every time
Leite.
I try translating a word,
Maçã.
it almost feels like I'm
eu como
translating
pão e
like
bebo leite.
something entirely different, you know? Because it does not sound how it should be sounding according to what each letter is. Which obviously, you know, letters can sound slightly different according to even in, you know, phonetical languages. But it is like really weird. And so I was trying with that, and it's gotten like, and to be honest, I haven't put my full effort into it. So I can't really like say like I tried it and I can't do it, you know, all that stupid stuff, because I haven't really put the effort in. I've just been, you know, checking it out lightly. And then I've also been checking out Turkish, because,
Pão,
you know, I eat, you know, because I really, Turkish just sounds really interesting. The country's really cool. There's a lot of cool political stuff going on around it. And I was really interested in doing like, kind of like a personal little news coverage of a lot of different parts of the world that aren't really talked about as much. Like, for example, right around Turkey, there's two different smaller wait, there's no drink. Oh my gosh, if I can just add on top of it. Okay, I eat bread and drink milk. Boom. And so, you know, there's like two sub-countries right next to Turkey that have separated from, one separated from Georgia, the other one's kind of weird there, and no one really talks about them, and they're not real countries really, because I know for at least Abkhazia is the country's called. Check it out. And no one really talks about it because it's not really a real country, but it technically is. But like only like 5 or 6 other countries actually recognize it, which is really weird.
E. Menina.
And you know, no one.
Homem.
And I didn't really realize
Água.
that there could be debatable countries.
Bebo leite.
You know? So it's really interesting situation what's going on over there.
Água.
Agua. And so I do. Yeah. Lesson complete. Only 94% accurate. Gotta up that percentage. Okay.
Água.
But yeah, so I want to do that. But now I don't really want. I'm not really sure if I want to do that anymore. Like, it'd definitely be cool, and I definitely do want to live in other countries and kind of. I'm not really sure if I want to do more news coverage or just explore like what actual life is like in other countries.
Leite.
Leite. Because a lot
Uma
of times,
casa e carro.
like my favorite example is in college, I would always mess around with my friend from Ghana in Africa. And I would be like, dude, like, you know, and especially with all his African friends, because he already knew. And so I would mess around with all his African friends, be like, oh my gosh, like it's so rough over there in Nigeria. You guys have like no water and you guys are starving, you know. Like, do you guys like send back money so they can like go build a well, or like how do you guys survive in that desert? And they're like, what are you talking about? We have like lush green forests. Like in Ghana is like not really a rainforest, but like borderline. And like they would like have monkeys coming out of like the little forest near their school, and they would throw food at them, which is just really funny and kind of cool. And I was like, dang, that sounds pretty lit. Casa and a car. So house and a car. Wow, this is a sentence I use every day. Literally. Carro.
Carro.
But yeah.
Uma mulher. Homem.
So obviously I'm not saying that there aren't tons of people over in, I think, wouldn't that be East Africa? Because wouldn't that be what? I don't know. I don't know directional terms. I even get confused in America, which way is west. I just know the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. So I would assume, yeah, it'd be East Africa. Like East Africa, I know there are problems of starvation and lack of water and lots of coups and not the ones that babies make, you know. And it's just not fun, you know. But I feel like that is just what everyone, at least in America, which, you know, we all know America's infamous for just sucking and knowing anything about geography. But, you know, when everyone in America just thinks of, oh, Africa, it's just one big desert. And, you know, whenever they think about it, they just think of, like, you know, kind of, you know, Penguins of Madagascar too, where it's just, you know, a bunch of lions and zebras and desert, and it's a few African tribes there. They go and hunt animals. And it's not like that isn't something that exists in Africa. It's just that's not nearly everything.
Pão.
Homem e uma maçã.
And that's kind of my problem right now. Wait, a man and an apple. Oh, yeah. I know English. Okay.
Sou menino.
And I think that's the problem, like,
Sou.
because I've been, like, you know, exploring Reddit, the Holy Grail, and it seems like basically everyone is like, there's a lot of stuff I like, but either A, I can't really get a job in it because it's super oversaturated, or they're just laying off like everybody nowadays. So now there's a bunch of people in the job pool who have way more experience than me, and I can't actually compete with them. Like, you may be like, well, actually, you can compete with them because, you know,
Sou menino. Menino.
because you can be paid less
Como
because,
pão.
which isn't necessarily super healthy. Because you're like, I can pay this person less, which, just it's just good business, like Honda would always say. But, it's one of those things that's really frustrating. And, like, I want to teach English to a bunch of different countries. The main problem is that's kind of hard
Eu
to
sou
make good money
menino.
off of, at least generically. So you have to do something special with it, whether it's sell a course or do something interesting. So I'm gonna try, get my TEFL certificate.
Eu sou menino.
Eu
Sou
menino.
menino. Eu sou homem. Eu sou homem.
Eu tenho uma casa e um carro. Eu tenho uma casa e carro. Eu tenho uma casa e carro.
Okay.
Carro.
So that is one of the problems that I've noticed with Duolingo, is sometimes in their desire and búsqueda in their search for longer sentences to teach you more words, they teach you sentences that either A, aren't really practical, or B, are just kind of awkward. They don't teach you necessarily bad grammar. They just don't teach you normal grammar, which I would say is, kind of rough.
Menino. Mulher.
Eu.
Menino. Menino.
So, yeah.
Mulher.
Mulher.
Homem.
Homem.
Menino.
Menino.
Eu sou uma menina.
Eu sou uma menina. But yeah, so like, as I was talking about, like, learning languages. I want to learn Turkish for that, which would be cool. Because just really cool country, really good food, Sheesh. I do want to try go living in Brazil for a few months. To get to practice, at least for a few months, to practice my Portuguese.
Eu sou menino.
Also, just like, I have a couple of friends down there, so that'd be pretty cool to visit. So, like, why not?
Menina. Menino. Menino.
Homem.
Why is... See, this is the kind of stuff that makes people think that Duolingo is useless, which I think is a fair argument. But just, man. And it's like, oh my gosh, I'm on the 5th lesson. Thanks for reminding me what man is. And like, there's obviously like the whole
Uma mulher.
spaced, what is it called? Space review or whatever. Where you're supposed to like review something for like 7 days. And then after that, like once a week. And then after that, like once a month. Or something like that, the whole Anki flashcards, which I never really understood that. Wow, that was really weird squeaking my voice I did there. Not the second one, the first one. So I was doing second. Anyway, the main point is it's just the fact that, you know, like, what was I gonna say? Freak, I forgot. Anyway.
Uma mulher.
Una mulher.
Uma mulher.
Oh yeah. Just like, I don't believe in spaced review. I mean, like, not really. I mean, like, I do. You do have to review words, obviously.
Homem.
Eu sou um menino.
Eu sou um menino.
Menina. Menino.
But I feel like talking is a spaced review. Like, hear me out. So, I learned a word recently in Spanish, which was ondulado, which is the generic, common way of saying curly hair in Spanish. So, I had never really heard the word before because I had always, you know, heard it in Honduras as colocho or colocha or colochita or colochito, you know, whatever. Normally colochita, colocho, y colocha. So, you know, that was the main way I always heard of it. But then,
Sou
menino.
menino.
But this is the first time I heard someone who was Mexican be like, what the heck is colocha? And I was like, what do you mean you don't know what colocho is? And so I learned while trying to, you know, describe what I'm
Mulheres.
talking about. Give me a sec. Mulher. What? Mulher. Mulher. What the heck? My pronunciation was not that bad. You know what? Screw you.
Uma mulher. Homem.
Uma mulher, homem. Okay, now I guess I just didn't have my permission turned on for microphone.
Sou homem.
So Norman. Okay. Apparently didn't perceive my It's fair. Didn't really.
Mulheres.
Mulher. There we go. What in the world is that? No thanks. Okay, let's push this to 1 hour. Get through at least to the first treasure box, I think. I think that's possible. What was it again? What was I talking about again?
Homem. Maçã.
Oh yeah. And then like
Casa.
a week or two later,
Menino.
Carro e uma maçã.
I found it was another conversation, and then I said it. And then a couple days later, I was thinking about words and stuff, and then I was remembered of ondulado. And then I was telling someone a story about the ondulado, and then I told someone else the story about ondulado a little bit later. And so it was just a natural spaced review of like first occurrence happened, then like 2 days or 3 days later I had another instance of it, then like 3 or 4 days later I thought of it again, then like the next day I told the story, then the next day I told the story again, and then like a week ago, or like 2 weeks later, I was talking to someone else about the word, And so, it's just,
I.
Casa.
it's kind of funny actually.
Eu.
Just the natural speech
carro.
review.
Carro. Carro.
Eu tenho uma casa e carro.
I heard someone talking about how, like, if you don't use a word or you don't see yourself using a word very often, it is good to make some flashcards of it. Because, if you want to do
Tenho.
space revert on Daniel, it's like, why are you doing that? You you should really, and I mean really, already have that as part of your core vocabulary. So you shouldn't need to review. Now, I can understand reviewing the conjugations because, sometimes I always get tripping. I'm like, wait a second. Is that the right way to conjugate that? Is that the right conjugation for that tense, So I can understand wanting to... Eu tenho uma casa e carro.
Eu tenho uma maçã. Eu tenho uma maçã.
Menino e uma menina. Menino. Menina.
But yeah, so like I can understand
Uma maçã e uma casa.
wanting to do a review, but I would only see it as like smart to do it on words that you don't plan on using that often. Like, and maybe not like super like high level words, because I mean you shouldn't really need to worry about those for a while, depending on what you're learning it for. If you're learning it for like college, then yeah, you probably need to worry with those words a lot sooner. But also, like, what are you doing? You absolute crazy person. Why are you learning this?
Uma. Maçã.
Like, I'm like just now starting to, like, I could have started studying probably college level courses in Spanish like 2 years ago, but that was after like 3 years of decently heavy learning Spanish. And I still don't trust myself to write any type of paper,
Maçã.
Okay. And apple and home. That's not home, that's house. Okay, I was about to roast them for putting the wrong words. I'm like, casa is casa, hogar is hogar. It's not a house to home when you put it. Eu tenho carro.
Uma maçã e uma casa.
Like, literally, the stupidest, not the stupidest, but the most useful phrases I've ever seen in my entire life.
Eu sou uma menina. Menina.
Let's go. Also, like, they made this character knowing how many of us on this app are just down bad for, like, goth girls and other affiliated groups to goth girls. They knew that she popping up in our DMs being like, why don't you come? It's so lame that you're not studying. We'd be like, that actually kind of works. The death threats from Duo, I mean, it's all right. But like the lackadaisical, debatable, what's the word for it? Motivation from, I forget her name. I think her name's Lily. Surprisingly effective, despite her ears being up at the same level as. Oh my gosh, my ears are the same level as my eyes. We're just gonna ignore the fact that I just realized that my ears are the same level as
Eu.
my eyes. I just got this body like 2 days ago. Okay, just calm down. Eu
Sou
uma
uma menina. Tenho uma casa.
Tenho uma casa. Hey. I like her vibes. She's pretty cool. Write this in Portuguese. Oh my goodness. Whoops. Almost went back to Spanish. Uma menina. Check it. Let's go. Uma casa é. Oh, wow. Whoops. Oh my gosh. Honestly, one of the most interesting things in Portuguese is the R's becoming J's. Yeah, let's keep going a little bit.
Água.
Água,
Mulher.
mulher,
Eu.
eu,
Um.
Eu bebo leite. Bebo. Bolo. Bebo.
bobo,
Bebo leite. Bebo.
leite.
Leite.
Eu bebo água. Bebo.
But yeah, I think it's just really weird the Duolingo has come so far. And I'm most confused by why it's so bad. Like, every time it's either, Duolingo is absolute trash or Duolingo is kind of trash, but it has these useful features. There's no, like I think I've seen a couple videos of people being like, I got fluent in Japanese from doing Duolingo for 6 years. And it's like, okay, that's cool, but, what about doing something more productive with your time? Because, like, I will admit,
Como pão.
I would say the best thing about Duolingo is that the way it's built helps you stay consistent, supposedly. But I would also say that if I built it, I would make it more addictive. Sprinkle a little of that nice crack cocaine on the words,
Como pão. Como pão.
Because what I realized whenever I was learning Spanish was that if I figured out how to make I am and why/where questions like immediately, then first of all, I could start actually talking to people day one. Oh, Daniel, fome. I just said something. Oh, estou. But even that much right there, ao estou is so much because it's I am, and then you look for a word. Now you know how to start saying something. Then you just gotta find the words after that. Ao sou, Kenny, Ao sou, and then you're like, how do I say confused? And so you just freaking look it up because that's the main thing. Como pau. Is that we all have our little Google Translate right in our pocket. We have our little, pocket dictionaries. We have, Reddit. all the other places that you can go on to and just ask a community, how do you say this? What's the proper way of saying this in a sentence? This does not make any sense. You know, there's a bunch of websites explaining, you know, between conhece y saber. I think it's conhece, right? Eu conhece. Isso. No. Esse. Homem. I don't know, something like that.
Pão. E água.
Eu bebo e eu como.
I eat and oops. There we go. I drink and I eat cake. Anyway,
Eu como pão.
so eu como pão. I just think it's really what's the word for it? I think the most important thing when teaching someone language is helping them feel like they can speak the language. Because this does not. They go home and they're like, I learned 10 words today. And it's like, oh, sweet. Let's practice talking. And they're like, you know, like, I picked up Portuguese. I spent like 5 minutes studying. Eu sou. Eu estou. And por qué. And onde and como, which like half of those are like the same thing, but eu estou and also. And I was able to start talking to one of my friends that's learning Portuguese and, you know, try to raise her up. Didn't work at all, but she was like, dude, you know, it's coming along. And I'm like, hey, you know, I spent like a few minutes of dedicated time learning how to say I am and I am, just two different forms of I am. For those of you who don't know Spanish, one is like I am technically always, like oh so, or yo soy is how you just say. Oh wait, I just spoke Spanish. I spoke Spanish on Portuguese. Anyway, main point is eu sou or yo soy is like I am Kanye. I am let's say a doctor. So you would say like your career, your name, where you're from. But then anything that's temporary or theoretically temporary, you would put a story. And some things are kind of weird. Like, for example, I'm not really sure if saying that you're tall or you're short is something you put soy or estoy. For ejemplo, yo estoy chaparro or yo estoy alto. Because yo soy alto also sounds weird. So I'm not really sure which way it's supposed to go. Maybe I should just ask. That's a good thing. I'll ask my short friend how to say that she's short. Okay, let's finish off this one in the video. But
Pão. E leite.
leite.
Bebo água.
Like I was talking about earlier about overemphasizing the accent. A lot of times I end up doing that with Portuguese, just a lot of different languages, where there's an accent that I've heard, so I try too hard to imitate that accent. Don't just speak the words. Speak the words. It's a reference to a movie. You probably don't know it. It's Injustice. Not Injustice, my bad. It's Flashpoint Paradox, DC movie. Animated, really good. Really good, honestly. Whoops. I drink water. Bebo agua. But for example, in my overemphasizing mine, I'm like, bebo agua. Or something. or agua, just to make it even more fancy. Eu bebo agua.
Eu bebo água.
And like facts. Whoops. I mean, like you could put oh, 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 right. Anyway, you know. Oh, man, I gotta type. Como? I think it's. Oh, there's an accent. I know I'm gonna miss right here. Wait. Bow. E. Bebo. Le. Wait. Leche. I feel like I did this very wrong. Hey. Okay. Oh, I forgot the period. Period. Oh no, I forgot. It's not an I. It's an E. And I put the wrong accent mark over the A, but they didn't even tell me about that, which is really funny. Uh, okay, so it's the Enye wave. Bebo. Leche. Oh wait, you're right. I got it with the period. Wait, what? Why isn't it? Okay, there we go. I was like, why is it not clicking? Hey. Okay, so I mean, I got decently far. I'm not sure if saying I almost leveled up is actually the right way to say it. I feel like I should have leveled up. It was like 2 stupid questions. And then one really good question that I just absolutely sucked at because I didn't know the word. And so I was screwed. But, I mean, all in all, not bad, not bad. But yeah. Will I ever use Duolingo again for this language? 90% likelihood? Nah. Not at all. Wait. I only had 5 hearts overall? No way. I only got 2 wrong outside of the skip. That's crazy. That's super cool, actually. I'm kind of proud of myself. Despite them only using like 10 words in the entirety of the first 2 classes. I think literally it was only boy, girl, man, woman, I, drink, eat, and what was the other one? Have. Oh no, that was in the other one. So read was in the other one, I'm pretty sure. And I think the one I'm missing. Oh, I'm sure if I said milk, then water. I think. Oh wait, no, car and house. Okay, I think that's it though. To be generous, I'll add 2 more that I might have forgotten. So that's up to 15 words in 2 classes. Effectively 40 minutes of study to learn 15 words. You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of Tall. So Tall was a program I used when I was learning Spanish to go to Central America, Honduras. And it was the most ineffective thing I've ever seen in my entire life. We would learn roughly 10 words in an hour, which, I don't know about you guys, but that is so abysmally ineffective, it's not even funny. Like, I can understand, like, 10 words in, like, 20 minutes. 2 minutes for a word. Now, it's true. I would probably go over them, re-go over them, and re-go over them. Give you like 2 example sentences. You're like, you can't do that in 20. watch me. You know what? Bet. Watch me. I'll make a video doing it. Actually, it's not a bad idea. Alright, I'll make a video of that next time. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, especially if you made it this far. But yeah, so I'll probably do 20 words video in Spanish and English, just to, you know, try and soften the blow. I don't know what that blow was for, but anyway, cause I wanna teach English, but I also kind of want to teach Spanish, even though I'm not great at Spanish. Like, I'm okay at Spanish, you know. I still am like B2, debatably C1, you know. Definitely not C2, but I'm trying to work on that, you know. That's why I'm trying to watch some classes in some college classes in Spanish to try and just expand my vocabulary. And I'm trying to start paying attention more to how people conjugate stuff, because I am sorely lacking. But yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hope that was enjoyable. It was nice to come back and see Duolingo is just as bad as I remember it being. And yeah, have a great night, y'all.